Well, I got 9 babies rolling out. Or I mean 11 of them rolling out. My uncle and Chris and Emily and Harvest are going to take them to stockyard. Me and Lyle, we're going to go look at hay stuff. Got Lyle back here greasing this time. Trying to get her straight, get her running, get something going here. Well, we put the batteries in the bulldozer. Well, we had a phone call and I didn't hit the button before he hit the button. But she's running. We put the new batteries in. I still gotta fix the fuel problem. That tire needs a little bit of air. Fuel pump's dripping a little bit. Filters and stuff obviously are leaking a little bit. So the other day I was bush hogging and I ripped this line out that goes back up into the transmission, and we forgot to fix it and forgot all about it until we got it down the road. Now we're trying to fix it. It's a plastic line. I don't know how super important it is, but it's leaking oil back here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a piece of hose on it and clamp it just so that it's not open. But I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet because it's behind the battery box. I can open the battery box, but that might not give me any room. Never driven that tractor before. She's never pulled this Bushhog before. She's never driven a big international before. He knows how to drive tractors. So we're gonna let him Bushhog this field. We're gonna go see what the next thing entails, and we will be back. As I got Emily's back here working on getting the hay rakes ready, and Chris is assisting her, and Harvester is assisting her. We gave the bulls and the cows some mineral a little bit ago. We are going to come back and try to rake and bale this, if there's something here to rake and bale, but it's probably pretty much going to be a little bit of nothing. But we'll get a couple bales off of it anyways, just enough to figure out the baler. But the cows have already completely wiped this field out. It's starting to regrow, but we got to get all this tall grass down so that that stuff's not rubbing in their eyes and giving them transferring pink eye and stuff like that. So we don't want that to happen. So we're just going to follow him around on this lap, and then we're going to go find the next thing. I got Lee coming over to work on my gearbox with the disc vine. We were getting the disc vine all ready to go to come down here and cut this, and the gearbox is leaking again. So he's going to come over and tear it apart for me and put it back together while I'm doing a few other things. Hopefully we don't have any issues out of this tractor. When I was down there bush hogging all them briars, I ripped out that plastic line. So we attached it back together for now. Hopefully that'll be okay. I don't know, it's a return line or something. I don't know what it does. You see that wheel on the right side wobbling? Well, the rim is bent. The rim is bent because last year Dad was up mowing and he hooked a tree. The Bushhog pushed around the tree, pushed up against and around the tree, and there's a video on me fixing it. But it pushed around the tree, and then that wheel caught the tree and ripped the whole wheel, axle, everything off of it. So, anyways, the rim is bent. Otherwise, it was a real nice Bushhog before that. It was like brand new. So, anyways. I attempted to Bushhog this field last year because it was like it is right now with just the sticks and the weeds sticking up, but I only got about halfway through and I never got enough time to come back and finish it. There's always got something else to do and somewhere else to be. So, but this Bushhog right here will mow just like a lawnmower. It's not doing the best job right now, but if you set that thing down the way it is now and you mow with like a regular lawn, the only downside is the grass all sits up on top because it doesn't chop it up fine enough. But it looked like a lawnmower went through there. Alright, y'all, we're going to get on to the next thing. You say he's done?
Almost.
Huh?
Almost.
Almost. Okay. I don't know. Well, I didn't get down here last night after Lyle got done, but he bush-hogged this field all around the hay rings and whatnot. There's a little bit of grass out there we could probably rake and bale just to see if the baler works. It's not much, but it looks nice and even now. Bushhog kind of chews it up a little bit more than a hay bine or disc bine would do. But anyways, we got to get on the next field. But we might be able to rake a little something out of that. We got Lyle on the 55. We're going to do some mowing. We got a harvester over here on 1-0 turn. He's just driving around in circles. He doesn't have a clue what he's doing. But he's cutting grass. He's cutting it. He don't know what he's doing, but he's cutting it till he hits something. It's gonna be the screwiest looking lawn mowing ever. He don't know what he's doing. He'll figure it out. As long as he don't hit nothing, I'm watching him. Emily is on the other 0 turn. So Lee came over. So yesterday Lee come over to fix the disc bine. because the gearbox is leaking again. So I was working on that lawnmower, and then since Lee was here, we grabbed the other lawnmower out we were going to do anyways, and we fixed the deck. We had to hammer the deck back straight where the idler pulley runs, because it keeps eating the belt. This one here lost a belt and took the other belt off, so I had a new belt for that one, and then I got a new belt for this one. So hopefully, let's keep your fingers crossed that this one here will not eat the deck. They eat the belt. But anyways, that's what they're working on right now. I'm gonna go cut some hay, I think, if this disc vine will hold together. So we will see. So the bottom seal in the gearbox went out again over the winter. It dried out and dumped all the fluid out of it. So I checked it out, and I realized it was empty. So then I started filling it up, and I had already turned it on. And I got looking all over the ground down here, and you could see the oil laying on top of the rocks where I had turned it on, and it was spraying on the rocks. So I called Lee. I said, hey man, my gearbox is leaking again. I had to seal, because you know, we'd bought so many parts for this thing, all those different times that we had to rebuild this gearbox. So I had the parts to fix it. It just needs a bottom seal in it. I got half enough bearings to rebuild it again if I need to. But anyways, he come over here in about 3 hours. In about 3 hours time, we had all three of these two lawnmowers and his gearbox done. He had his gearbox done in like 10 minutes. Unbolted it, flipped it over, pulled the seal out, popped the new seal back in it, put it back together, and looked at the whole thing over. And in between us working on lawnmowers, which took up more time. So let's hopefully this thing will hold out for a little bit longer. But you know how that works. He told me I probably ought to get a new gearbox, because his brothers were having the same issue. With theirs. And they bought a new gearbox and haven't had that problem no more. Because apparently the newer model John Deere's, they got an upgraded gearbox compared to this one. So I don't know. We'll see, but that gearbox is stupid expensive. So a new seal, if it works, is a whole lot cheaper than a new gearbox. Just the parts alone for that gearbox is $500, not including the gearbox. And that gearbox is way higher than that with the parts. So anyways, that's what we're doing this morning. Lyle's got Alice fired up, ready to go to the field. He's gonna go back up there and find him a hay rake. Emily's over here on the other side, getting ready to find herself a hay rake. Idling, and it trips out the monitor. Same problem we're having with the other baler. This time it's hooked to the alternator. Same exact problem. It won't stay on if the tractor's running too fast. If I idle the tractor, it stays on. That's not how this is supposed to work. So it stays on fine. As soon as I speed the tractor up a little bit, it shuts off. So recap on the day, since I've got so many people running around and I'm tired and we're trying to do stuff. The tedder got hooked up. The field over there got cut. The field behind me got cut. The disc spine worked for now. The new baler got hooked up, although it does not work. When I turn the PTO on, the belts slip. I don't know what I did wrong there, or whether it was even my fault. It's hooked up, but it does not work. The monitor, the tractor's overcharging the monitor keeps kicking out, just like the other baler. Monitor keeps turning off, and when I turn the PTO on, the belts, everything on the baler turns, but the belts do not turn. They just barely have no tension against them, and they're barely trying to turn. So I don't know what I did wrong there, but I guess I gotta go read the book. And then I'm gonna have to find somebody that can diagnose the overcharging problem with this tractor. But we did hook it up, and other than that, it looks like it could work, although we don't understand why it doesn't work. The 55 also got hooked up to the 630. The 630 is not yet ready to go, but everything is hooked up. PTO got greased. I need to pull it out and grease and oil the chains and all that stuff, but it is almost there. We hooked Dad's truck back to the trailer because everybody wanted to ride to the stockyard the other day, yesterday. And they got all the way to the stockyard and it was closed. Nothing on Facebook about the fact that it was going to be closed or anything. I guess I should have called them, huh? But nothing about the fact that it was closed. So they brought the 11 animals back and we unloaded them back in the barn again. Alice was running okay, sort of. He said you had to pull the choke just a little bit, and she ran great after that, after you moved the choke just a little bit. So obviously Alice still has issues. And we did go down there and attempt to rake all that he bush hogged yesterday, but it didn't take long to realize it was a waste of time, and we gave up and came back. It's too thin. I already knew it was thin, but I would figured I could at least got a little bit out of it. But we made one windrow and left it at that. So, but yes, we did get all this over here cut down, and hopefully we get it dried out before it rains. It's very green, but we'll move it around tomorrow. See what we can do. See if we can get it dried out. It's time to go home. Catch y'all later. Hey y'all, like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. If you don't have nothing to say, just drop a heart or something, emoji, I don't care. Put it in the comments. It helps out a lot. It really does. Make sure you come follow us on Facebook, and we'll catch you later.